Hare Krishna. We continue reading from Nectar of Devotion. We had the preface. We were hearing yesterday of the ras, how there is ras in the material world, in the material relationships, but those are temporary and we have to work a lot for them. But there is the eternal ras in the spiritual world, in our relationship with Krishna. That is permanent, it's eternal, and is full of pleasure, full of happiness. Then we were speaking about Bhog and Tyag, that in the material world, we are wanting to enjoy. We work, 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 then we want to enjoy. We don't want anything. Then again, we come back to work, work, work. Again, we don't want anything. This is Bhog, Tyag, Bhog, Tyag. Alternating sense enjoyment and renunciation. A living entity cannot steadily remain either in sense enjoyment or in renunciation. Change is going on perpetually, and we cannot be happy in either state because of our eternal constitutional position. So, as long as we are in the material world, our mind, it just keeps driving us crazy. The mind will say, okay, do this, you're going to be happy. Then we do it. We say, oh, there's no happiness, there's frustration. Oh, I don't want to do it. So, we keep alternating between this enjoyment and renunciation, enjoyment and renunciation. So sense gratification does not endure for long, and it is therefore called chapala sukha, or flickering happiness. Sure, when we engage in sense gratification, we feel a sense of happiness. We do. That's the reason we continue engaging in sense gratification. But it is called chapala sukha, flickering. That that happiness does not stay very long, goes away soon. We want to eat, eat, eat. How much can we eat? We say enough, stop eating, cannot eat anymore, otherwise we have indigestion. We want to hear a song, we will hear it. It's a very good song, it's the latest song, it's the most popular song. We may hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it. After some time, we don't want to even hear about it. So that is the material platform. For example, an ordinary family man who works very hard day and night and is successful in giving comforts to the members of his family thereby relishes a kind of mellow, but his whole advancement of material happiness immediately terminates along with his body as soon as his life is over. So, here in the material world, our relationships are temporary. They will come to an end, either with time or either with death. Death is therefore taken as the representative of God for the atheistic class of men. Krishna says, time I am. He says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, time I am, and I have come here to destroy everyone except you, the Pandavas, and few others. So we may not surrender to Krishna. We may not accept Krishna's position as the Supreme Lord, but we will have to surrender to Krishna in his form of death. We will have to give up this body at one time. And death is Krishna. Time is Krishna, the impersonal form of Krishna. The devotee realizes the presence of God by devotional service, whereas the atheist realizes the presence of God in the shape of death. So, realizing God has to be done. Whether we want to realize Him by devotional service or we want to pretend He does not exist, but at death we will have to accept. When we are dying, we have to accept the presence of God. So rather, let us try to accept the presence of God while we are living by engaging in devotional service. At death, everything is finished, and one has to begin a new chapter of life in a new situation, perhaps higher or lower than the last one. In any field of activity, political, social, national, or international, the result of our actions will be finished with the end of life. That is sure. So, whatever we are doing, we get so encouraged, we are so enthusiastic, determined to do whatever we are doing. But we have to understand that at death, it's going to be finished. We cannot take the results of our activities to the next life. We cannot, nothing material can be taken over to the next life. We have to leave everything behind here. That is the nature of the material world. that is the nature. Bhakti Ras, however, the mellow relished in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, does not finish with the end of life. It continues perpetually and is therefore called Amrita, that which does not die but exists eternally. So the mellow of transcendental service, the ras, the ras of serving Krishna, that does not finish with this world. It does not finish when we give up the body. It continues with us, no matter where we go. It continues. That's the reason it's called Amrita, eternal. Bhakti Rasa Amrit. Bhakti Rasa Amrit. Amrit, nectar. Nectar is eternal. This is confirmed in all Vedic scriptures. The Bhagavad Gita says that a little advancement in Bhakti Ras can save the devotee from the greatest danger, that of missing the opportunity for human life. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that a little advancement in this path can save one from the most uh, uh, abominable type of fear. What is the fear? Is that we may die and in the next life we may be born as animals. Then what do? How do we get out of this material world? We have to get out of the material world. We have to revive our love of God. That is the goal of life. Prema Pumartho Mahan. That is the goal of human body. Prema Pumartho Mahan. It's only in this body that we can do, human body that we can do. And so we should take up this devotional service. And even a little advancement of devotional service can save us from falling into the animal species next life. And in the next life, we will be given the opportunity to further, um, revive our relationship with Krishna, to further revive our love of Krishna. The rasas derived from our feelings in social life and family life, or in the greater family life of altruism, philanthropy, nationalism, socialism, communism, etc., do not guarantee that one's next life will be a human being. We prepare our next life by our actual activities in the present life. How are we creating? So we agree there is a next body we have to take. What is going to be our next body? We are creating our next body by our activities. We have to accept it is our responsibility. It's not that it's just thrown to us for no reason, a certain type of body or a situation or circumstance. No, we are expert in throwing off the responsibility, but the responsibility is ours. Based on our actions, we are gonna get a future life. We will get whatever body or whatever circumstance. We are preparing it right now. A living entity is offered a particular type of body as a result of its action in the present body. How we are acting now is we are creating our future body. Our future body is being created as we are acting in this body. These activities are taken into account by a superior authority known as Deva, or the authority of God. So this is the law of karma, and it is a fact. We may not want to accept it. We may not believe in it. We may say it's not my belief system. But whether we believe in gravity or no, the gravity law exists. We may not believe, I don't believe in law of gravity. Does it mean if I don't believe in law of gravity, I'll start floating? No, the law is a law. It still acts. So the law of karma, I may believe in it, not believe in it, it still acts. And it is under the authority of Krishna. Krishna is the lawmaker. Whether we accept it, whether we believe it, we don't, that is the fact. Krishna is the lawmaker. Law of karma works under his direction. So we'll stop here for today. Are there any questions or comments? No? Then Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shla Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.